How's it going, everybody? Doing a drink review here today, and just kind of a small video games ramble. Nothing crazy. But the drink I am reviewing today is Rain White Haze. This is the second of the two I had gotten. What was it? Sour Gummy Worms was the other one. See how this is? I did like that other one, so we'll see how this one is. Well, if it's as good, I should say. Now this smells like a little bit of a lime, maybe. Recommended for persons 18 years or older. This one doesn't have much of a taste. Yes, it doesn't have much of a taste, honestly, at all. It's kind of interesting. I'm reading this real quick. The FDA has stated that consumption of up to 400 milligrams of caffeine per day from all sources is not associated with adverse health effects in healthy adults. That's what the FDA says. One can contains 300 milligrams of caffeine from all sources. See, the other one had like a thing that told you. Here it was like natural caffeine and everything, but here it's like merchandise code and stuff. This has a gold tab. I redeem a thing under there. I'm not getting much of a taste from this, though. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not. I don't get much of anything. Cat just went into the litter box in the closet back there, so she's making a ton of noise, as they tend to do. You know what, I'll let it go. I'm not going to mute it. She'd be going on and on, you know, if you have cats. They'll sit there and scrape the walls and everything, and then in the litter for 10 minutes, and then not even cover it most of the time, especially if it's a shit. Honestly, though, it definitely has a little bit of a lemony taste to me, or a lime, whatever. I would give this one probably like a 6 out of 10. It just doesn't have much of a taste, to be honest with you. It seems very plain for an energy drink, especially coming off the last one yesterday. I filmed it yesterday. These are not going up back to back. These are the videos I'm filming to, I need vids when I'm not here. I'm going to try to film at least one. Depending on how the Wi-Fi is where we're going, I'm bringing my gear, but if it's something where I can film the vid, but if it's going to take 5 hours to upload, I don't know if I'm going to waste my time. We'll see. But yeah, just a quick little kind of video game ramble, nothing crazy. I am playing Silent Hill F. You would have seen a gameplay of it that I put up. This freaking mic thing, I put it on the couch and then the cat jumps up there, starts rubbing against it. So it has a bunch of hair on it, but I need to keep playing Silent Hill F. I've played, as of this filming, I have played what was seen in that video. And I was enjoying what it was. I do want to play it, you know, with the sound up and stuff, so I can hear the voice acting and the sound effects and everything, and the music. It seemed pretty enjoyable so far, honestly. I was just, you know, going into the town, stuff starts happening, I'm running away from these enemies, and I gotta dodge them and stuff. Let me see where it goes from there. I'm excited to keep playing it. I had mentioned briefly something like, if you want to see more of that, and as at this moment of me seeing it, it is not viewing well at all, which is disappointing, but that's one of the reasons I stay away from gameplays a ton, because, listen, you guys, a majority of this, I apologize for my stomach's making noise. Oh, snap. It depends on what it is, right? I was like considering, oh, maybe I'll do a full gameplay of this, but like playthrough, but I'm not doing it. If the first video doesn't view well out of the gate, I'm not gonna sit here and watch it do nothing. It's just not worth my time. I'd rather just play it and not worry about having to film it. At some point, I'd like to do a gameplay, a full playthrough, but I have to figure out a game that you guys all want to check out, or a majority of you. And then I will kind of, go from there, but it ain't Silent Hill F, I'll tell you that much, which, whatever. I wanted to put that video up, I was like, oh, pumped to do it. And then, that's how you learn when you make videos. I gotta put it up to see that you guys aren't interested, and then, or a lot of you aren't interested, and then I go from there, but I still like to do it, and I'm still gonna do gameplays. I'm gonna keep doing the errors, at least do another errors gameplay with the existing team, the Blazers, and maybe like a shooter or something. It would be something short as well, like maybe a shooter or something, and I'll see. There goes the. I really botched this video. I am not in a great headspace right now for some reason. I always forget about the generator going on. I don't know why. I never used to. It's not that loud, but the dryer's on, so I gotta worry about that. Whatever. I'm into this drink already, so. And I don't edit. You can watch me get flustered in a video. It's not even that bad of a sound. It's like, oh, wait, that's right. That thing goes on at like 12:09. And I knew it like this morning. I was like, I gotta film this video before. And then I don't, and then I film it, and it's like, oh, wait. Yeah, I come on up. Come on up. She just took a shit. The cat too. I can smell it. Reeks. I come up. She's like, what are you saying? Oh, someone was like, in the comments, also talking about like kind of comparisons to Silent Hill 2. I've only, like I said, I only played Silent Hill F a little bit, but I can already tell kind of from it. It has a different vibe from that game for sure, but I'm not saying it's bad or a good thing, but I'll obviously play more of it to see, and I probably will do an impressions video. I'll definitely do a review. It's I'm excited to play more of it. Of course, I get it, and then we're not going to be around for like 5 or 6 days, so I can't get deep into it. But when we get back, I will, and hopefully, I continue to enjoy it, and God, my stomach. This video is going to be cut short. Between that thing, like I said, I'm not in the right headspace. I'm trying to get as many videos filmed before leaving, so I have them ready to go. And in reality, I could probably just scrap this video, but I won't, because it is a drink review, and I will never buy another one of these again. So this flavor. I'll just call this a regular ramble. I'm not going to call it a video game ramble. I don't have enough to talk about with video games at the moment. I am going to, when it comes to gameplays, I am going to try to do probably about 2 maybe in October of more horror themed games again. It isn't going to be the Silent Hills. I did two Silent Hill 2 gameplays last year. I can't believe that's already been a year. Maybe like, maybe a Resident Evil or something. Oh, hold on. I thought the dryer just went off. I think it did. I don't know. Like I said, I am flustered and not in the right headspace at the moment. I don't know why. But maybe not necessarily horror games in general, but Halloweenish themed games, because I got the Scoob games as well. I'd like to do at least two on that. Maybe like a Scoob, maybe the PS2 one, but maybe also I have some on the Game Boy as well, and I have the one on Game Boy Color, and I actually, maybe I will do the Nintendo 64 on the classic Reap Capers. That could be a good one to do. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see some kind of Scooby-Doo gameplay. We'll see if those do well. I've done Scoob in the past, so, and I feel like they've done alright view-wise. Scooby's timeless. But that thing will turn off in like a minute, and it'll get a little quieter, at least on my end. That's what I always say. Like, I know you guys always say, "Oh, there's could be like the washing machine or that, or maybe an outside lawnmower." It doesn't really bother you, and that's great because I'm always concerned. ASMR videos are always concerned, right? But for me, it still flusters me sometimes too because I hear it and then I get distracted by it myself. Because I'm obviously going to be hearing it more so than you guys are, but and then she goes in her litter pants, starts making noise. Just like if I was filming videos on my old channel back in the day or on my other channel as well, I would just whatever. I would be like, "Oh, she's in the litter pan, whatever," and keep going, and it wouldn't bother me much. All right, wait 1 second on this. That would have come up. That was a fart. But yeah, like I said, maybe a Scoob, maybe. I have plenty of horror games that I'd do a gameplay of. And if they're viewing well, maybe I'll go a little more down that route for the month of October. That's how I have to do stuff. Like, it's for me as well as, like, you know, that's how you learn, right? You throw a video up, it doesn't view well. Hey, I can decide if I want to do it again at some point or not. But I like to get views, like most people who make videos. I'm going to try to make October more of a heavy-hitting month. But like I said, I don't know, my headspace has been weird. I don't know why. That happens, you know. I think anybody who deals with anxiety or depression or kind of panicky stuff or anything, I think sometimes you'll just, all of a sudden, you're just like not in a good place mentally. Not that I'm like, oh my God, I'm not. Personally, I don't get overly depressed, oddly enough. You'd think I would, just because I deal with other things. I'm not saying I never have, but I know, from knowing other people that have gone through it and other people's experiences that I've just heard about, that like real depression, like you can't even get out of bed. You know, you're like, your head is just so, your mind is just so exhausted or whatever, and I'd have never gotten like that. I've gotten depressed, but never to those levels. Thankfully, like I don't. I feel bad for anyone who gets to that point. But anxiety and stuff I get, and other weird feelings of panic and stuff, and dread, and it will happen weirdly. Like I'll be, this can turn into more like a mental health video now. It'll happen even here. Like I'll be watching videos at night on YouTube. I'll plug in the headphones on my laptop, what I'm using, and I'll just do that, and then all of a sudden I kind of, sometimes when I zone out, I'm enjoying something, it sometimes messes me up because I start to feel fake, and all of a sudden, like, I almost go into like almost a weird headspace, and all of a sudden I gotta snap myself out of it. It almost feels like you're fading. Anybody knows these feelings? Comment on it if you want. I'm just going to you almost feel like you're fading into yourself. It's a very strange feeling. I get it with the ghost feeling too, but it's different than that. The ghost feeling when you feel like you're almost like nothing and you're gonna just blow away in the wind. But sometimes that kind of like almost fading, and you gotta like snap yourself out of it. And if you guys have the experience, let me know. But you're like, sometimes if you're focusing on something too much in videos, even audio or visually, you focus on something, all of a sudden it becomes a bad thing, and you start to like I said, you almost feel like you're fading into yourself. It's very strange. I've been watching a lot of and I'm watching this like years later, although he still does it. The two guys still do it. But the at the cinema with Tim Heidecker and Greg Turkington. I had heard about this stuff in the past, and I came across it, and it's funny. I like it, but it started maybe like 10, 11 years ago. But it goes through all this crazy, and if you know his humor, and even the other guys, well, it is as well. That humor, it's not for everybody, but I find it funny, and he does some other stuff, these Decker and these other things that he offsets of it, and these other things, but it's almost like a universe. But I've been watching a lot of that, and sometimes, like I said, you're watching something too much, and all of a sudden you're like, you almost like lose grip with reality. I don't know. That's a terrible feeling, honestly, like that. Feeling like you're fading into yourself, or fake, or that ghost feeling. It sucks, because you're like, oh my god, no, like... It's almost like, is this what dying feels like? Because this ain't fun. Not that dying would be fun anyway, but kind of like losing yourself and fading out, But yeah, it always sucks. And sometimes, like I said, I've talked about this before too. It's like I enjoy being down here quite a bit. There's times where you get lonely just because my friends aren't here, and I love being with my fiance down here, but I think in terms of like, she's not here a lot, she goes to work and stuff. Sometimes you just want to, hang with your friends and shit like that, and when you lose that, it's kind of like, oh shit. And I'm not great at making friends. Just because of my shy nature and stuff, and especially as you get older, try to find people similar interests and stuff. I mean, I like talking to the neighbors and stuff. They're older than I am by probably 20, 25 years, in their 60s, early 70s, and that's nice too. But it's just you don't hanging out with your friends, playing some poker, playing some Bond, GoldenEye, or just hanging out and bullshitting or whatever. Sometimes I'm missing, and that's why I've always talked to myself, but sometimes it's I'll just walk around the house, chatting with myself. One of my YouTube videos I'm going to do, like talking about my YouTube analytics and stuff. I should do this. I'm sure the person living in the walls is more bugged out by what I'm talking about to myself than them bugging me out. But don't hold me to this either. Because my fiance's going back to New York in mid-October for like 10, 11 days. Seeing friends, family, and stuff like that. She's had this trip planned for a bit. So and that's another thing when I'm here by myself then, especially because I can't just go out and walk and stuff. Like on Long Island, she would go, she would be gone 5, 6 days, goes vacation, wherever it was. She was going, it's like, whatever, I can go hang out with my friends, they can come to me, I can go take the train out to Massapequa, whatever it may be, and I can just go walking. I want to walk to the mall, I want to walk to wherever, walk down to the beach. I can do it. I don't have the ability to do that here. And it's funny because I can get an Uber into town, but sometimes getting an Uber here is hard. So it's like, I get into town, that's fine. If I can't get back, I think I call one of the neighbor across the street, like, hey, John, give me a ride. I'm stuck in town. Because even walking back here would take me probably 2.5 to 3 hours. Maybe not. Maybe about 2.5 hours. It's not a walkable town. When you're in town itself, it's fine, but like walking down the road up here and then down, there's no sidewalks and stuff, and like I wouldn't be comfortable walking that, down there. It's just I wouldn't be comfortable doing it. In town and stuff, it's fine. You're walking down the street and stuff, whatever. But even when I walked from the doctor to the mall, it was fine. And there wasn't sidewalks, but there was enough grass and stuff. It was a little different. And it's just it would be a longer walk too, to get in there from. I could do it, yes, but it's not something I would be wanting to do. Even if there was full sidewalks, it would still be a long walk. Not that I couldn't do it, but it'd be a nice super walk. So, as I was saying, as I start to babble on, a true ramble, I may, one of the days she's not here, I don't know when, I might go live, I might do a live, see how it goes. I've talked about possibly doing lives in the past, I've been asked about it, not in a long time, but I may do a live. Just to, chat with you guys and stuff live. Would be kind of cool, Or just, I'll be rambling and stuff. And maybe it doesn't even have to be like ASMR related. I might just I'll have the TV on in the background and I could look up and comment what's going on there and maybe do some ASMR related stuff or whatever. And talk about whatever and then pay attention to the comment sections. I tried to go live once years ago and it was not working well. I think somebody actually jumped in, but it was like slow and just a problem. So if it's not working properly either, I'll probably just cut it short. We'll see. Like I said, tentative. It would be something for me that would actually kind of help. Have you guys to chat with and stuff. Or go back and forth with, look at the comments and whatever. We'll see though, but yeah, I'll call this an end of the month ramble. Because when it gets put up, it will be like the last day of September the 2nd. It's the last day. There will probably be a video or two, a day or two where I don't have videos. I'm most likely not filming a Premier League recap this week. I'll probably do the NFL one. If I can. Like I said, I'm going to be there. I want to film it while I'm there. I don't want to film more than just one video, and I don't want to do, because I'm not there to film videos. It's not like if I go to Florida or something, it's different. I'm kind of just like, alright, But I don't want to. And then I'll be back the following week, the Premier League recap. And the NFL recap if I end up not doing either of them. They will be back. But it's not something I'm like, the weather's supposed to not be that great, which kind of sucks, but what are you going to do? Probably be good too, So now I have to worry about filming. But I'm filming this Friday. I'm going to film another vid today. I filmed 4 videos yesterday. But I had to double up on videos today because the hand motions video wasn't viewing well. And then I put up the drink review and the game pickup, and that did incredible. It will slow down just because of the time it was put up, but it did fantastic overnight. And then when it was put up in the first 12 hours, was great. Silent Hill F is not doing well, but I'm not going to double up again. I don't like to double up on videos. But we'll see about the live. I might even, the problem is if I film over there where I've been filming the card unboxings or whatever, I'm not gonna have the TV there. I could do it in the living room too, with the TV there or something. I don't know. Well, I'll figure it out. I'll maybe do that for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. If it's going well, I have no problem going live for a couple of hours, I don't know when I would exactly do it. It could all be something like 4 p.m. It could be later. It depends. Now, it'd be easier to do it on the weekend during the midday one because more people will be home if they want to check it out. But then I'm also thinking about people in other time zones, like overseas and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm on the East Coast U.S., so Midwest and Central, I should say Central and Western time zones will just be behind anyway, so it won't be as bad. But everybody else overseas is ahead. And there's other places like Australia and Japan. I don't know who's probably. Australia, I do have a decent amount of viewers. It's always, I think I've said this before, it's always, I'll see the US is always first, followed by the UK, followed by Canada, Australia, and Germany are always the top 5 countries for me. And then there's a lot of other ones, Italy, Russia, France, Japan, Mexico, all over the place. Which is always awesome to think, like, people are watching your stuff from all over the place. It's cool. I like that. But yeah, might go live. Just see how it goes. See how I can do with it. And if I enjoy it, and if I do enjoy it, maybe I'll do it more often. I don't know. But yeah, this is just the kind of end of the month ramble, we'll call it. It was going to be video games, but that changed. I know some mental health stuff. And then kind of channel related things. A true ramble. It's all over the place. But yeah, this is just a drink review of this. What is this called anyway? White Haze, 6 out of 10. Didn't have much of a taste to me. It kind of have a limeish taste, lemon. Not terrible, but not great. Just kind of was like, like this. And just rambling there. And thanks for checking.